And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Today's satellite imagery showing the front that brought the heavy wind, rain, and snow across southern Alaska and south central last night, pushing eastward here and bringing pretty strong winds and rain into the panhandle today. Actually from Yakutat eastward there, with winds over the northern areas from Juneau on up towards Skagway, gusting 45 to 65 miles per hour, as winds and conditions improved quite a bit here over south central Alaska, with clearing skies over the Kenai Peninsula into Cook Inlet, with most of the moisture now shifting up to the north, with the remnants of this front here draped across the north central or northern interior there. Low pressure out over the Bering Sea pushed another trough with snow and in some cases moderate to heavy snow along the coast like Macoriac, and snow showers into Bristol Bay today with a little bit of a pickup in the winds there, but conditions improving out over the Bering Sea. Still a lot of snow showers and gusty westerly winds there. And then this cloud shield here associated with the upper jet, and actually a system developing that's off to the southwest there, not too strong, but that'll be moving up, bringing some precipitation into Kodiak Island. Otherwise, on the chart today, main low here over the Bering Sea, southwest of St. Lawrence Island. And again, that's slowly weakening. Still some pretty gusty winds here across the Bering Sea with surges of moisture. Each one of these troughs kind of picks up the snow shower activity there. Western Aleutians pushing in mostly to the north of the eastern Aleutians, and this one coming onto the southwest coast earlier and pushing more gusty winds and snow into the western part of the state, all the way up across Norton Sound. More snow at the front up here along the Brooks Range southward from the northwest coast into the Yukon Flats. This low tracked northward over the Susitna Valley late last night and actually earlier this morning. Now weakening, pulling into the Tanana Valley there. Good southwest flow behind that, pushing that front right into the panhandle with those gusty winds and rain in those areas. Snow heavy at times today, Copper River Basin, and that'll begin to taper off in the next hour or so. And a breakout here to the west over the Kuskokwim Valley, and again down into Bristol Bay, with again clearing this afternoon into Cook Inlet and portions of the Kenai Peninsula areas. For tonight, here's that next system. Not too strong, kind of a wave along the frontal boundary here. That'll bring an increased chance of snow to the Alaska Peninsula, and just a chance of some snow shower activity for Kodiak Island after the clear skies you saw this afternoon. And another trough here will bring some more snow showers into the Kenai Peninsula, south central Alaska area, extending across the northern Kuskokwim Valley into the Yukon Delta, Norton Sound. That low continues to weaken southwest of Nunivak Island, kind of drifting a little closer in there. So periods of light snow there, and across Norton Sound into the western and southern Seward Peninsula. And snow showers and winds continue to diminish over the Aleutians there. Still a couple of troughs out there. And then a trough, look for lighter winds and precipitation for the southeast coast here tonight. And the remnants of the moisture with the front up here to the north from the Yukon Flats, across the Koyukuk, northern Kobuk Valley there for some light snow in that area. But look for some clearing for the Arctic coast with colder temperatures. And for Friday, dry weather for the Arctic coast. Still pretty windy on the west or the western Arctic coast there. Could see gusts 35 to 45 miles an hour to the east-northeast. And still some light snow here over the Yukon Flats into the Koyukuk Valley, but that'll be, again, on the light side. Look for clearing, dry conditions, light winds, southeast interior, and then more snow showers here as another impulse moves off the Bering Sea into the southwest interior and kind of links up with this system here that'll bring more rain and snow into Kodiak Island, but not much in the way of winds, and still showery over the southeast coast. And winds and snow showers continue to diminish over the Bering Sea. In fact, mostly lifting northward now of the Aleutians in the central and eastern areas. And looking ahead to Saturday, dry conditions, a pretty big break here with some high pressure ridging into the central Bering Sea ahead of this next system. The warm front will spread some light snow possibly in Tamchitka and Kiska, and that's about it. Otherwise, increasing clouds for Adak and Atka late in the day. Otherwise, winds really laying down across all the Bering Sea, right up to the Bering Strait there. And then low pressure there over the western interior just east of the Seward Peninsula there will produce an area of snow and snow showers that will extend from Kotzebue Sound into the Kobuk Valley, southward into the Kuskokwim Valley to the Alaska Range, with some snow shower activity, especially in the afternoon Saturday here coming across south central Alaska again, as this low pressure area tracks east-northeastward to southwest of Yakutat. So look for snow over the western central Arctic North Gulf Coast. Rain chances increase around Yakutat, and trough will bring another increase in the precipitation across the Panhandle. Up to the north, high pressure cooling it off over the Arctic coast and North Slope areas. In fact, look for a cooling trend here over much of the interior areas, especially out to the west. And for the lows tonight, anywhere from 15 to 20 below for the North Slope and the Arctic coast, and 0 to 10 below for the Brooks Range. Otherwise, 5 to 10 above here over the eastern interior into the teens. Out to the west, 20s for the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, into Bristol Bay, mid to upper 20s there, and mid-20s for the Pribilofs, as well as the central and western Aleutians, lower 30s for the Fox Islands, upper 20s Kodiak Island, lows in the teens and 20s here for south central Alaska, down to near zero in the Copper River Basin, and lows in the 30s for the southeast coast. That'll be followed by highs 40 to 45 here, mostly in the mid-40s over the southern Panhandle, upper 30s to the north, including Yakutat, lower 20s Copper River Basin, and highs tomorrow mostly near freezing in the south central Alaska area, Kenai Peninsula, Madawaska-Susitna Valley, lower 20s Copper River Basin, in the 20s in the central interior, and 0 to 10 for the Brooks Range, and the North Slope looking at highs anywhere from 10 to 15 below, 20s here over the Seward Peninsula and the northern Bering Sea, and 30s for the Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula. That'll be followed by lows now, getting colder up here, North Slope down into the lower minus 30s, otherwise minus 20s for the Arctic coast. And looks like 8 below now for Fort Yukon, 8 below for Northway and Tok, with temperatures down to 0 to 5 for the Tanana Valley areas, into the teens out to the west, but just 5 there for St. Lawrence Island, upper 20s for the Pribilofs, central Aleutians, lower 30s for the eastern Aleutians, lows in the lower to mid 20s for Bristol Bay, anywhere from 10 to 20 for the lows for south central Alaska, and 0 to 5 for the Copper River Basin, upper 20s Kodiak Island, and upper 20s near 30 over the northern Panhandle, with mid to upper 30s to the south. And then the highs for Saturday afternoon, 15 to 20 below North Slope and the Arctic coast, highs in the teens to lower to mid 20s in the central interior. Colder, 10 to 15 or 10 to 20 for the highs there for the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta, lower 30s for the Pribilofs, and mid-30s Kodiak Island, staying mostly in the 20s now for south central Alaska, near 20 in the Copper River Basin, 30s northern Panhandle to mid-40s down to the south.